Hello everyone, welcome back. In the previous video, we completed the settings section and we implemented the help as well as logout functionality. So in this video, we are going to implement this functionality like if I click on this, it's going to allow me to choose different themes and colors, customize the UI, like dark mode and header background as you can see. So we are going to implement this and I can change the um, theme as well. From here I can like choose whatever I want. So we are going to load the icons for this and make this work. So let's just jump in. This is the navigation, right? So I'm going to go to um, navigation layouts, and here um, at the top we will find that. So this is the notification icon, and after this we have the um, message circle, which is this one, and after that we have the themes. So I'm going to load the icons. As you can see, this is TI check, so I'm gonna like load the check icon from the pillar. So we already have the icons, so I'm gonna call it the get icon and pass the icon name, which is check in this case, and also I'm gonna use style margin dash top negative 10 pixel. So let's see how it looks like, then we will change those for all of them. So I'm gonna refresh the page. So now if I click on settings, we definitely need to render the icon. So I'm gonna load that by using exclamation marks 2 times. So I'm gonna debug that because as you can see the check is outside the circle, which should be inside the circle. So maybe I can remove the margin. Let's debug that by that. How about plus? If I select this, it's right here. Maybe we can completely remove the icons. As you can see, um, if I refresh, okay, so now it looks good. All I did is go to, it was like a TI check, right? So I Google about TI icons CDN, and here I found the CDN for that. So I just copied it to my project, and now the TI icons are loaded successfully. So now if I check on any of these, it's going to apply that color to the UI. Also I can do the same for these, as you can see, background like dark mode, menu position, and header background, and something like that. I can choose these. Now what we can do is like we can store these information in the somewhere in the cookie or somewhere in the database. So whenever this authentic user comes to our website, then we will apply this color automatically. And so now we are going to work on the mutual friends section. So like the mutual friends are like the friends that like have the most mutual friends. What we are going to do is we are going to recommend you some friends on the home page, and like maybe we can show you three or four post like recommending you those, and you will be able to like send a friend request to him, or something like that. And these are like the friends will be mutual friends, like if someone is your friend, and the your friend also has a friend request, like your friend is also a friend of this, like let's say this is me, and let's say this is you, and you and I have you and I are friends on this platform, but you have a friend. This is also your friend, but this is not my friend, so this is now my mutual friend. So we will count all of those and display that right here. I hope you got it. So now I'm gonna go to the, this is the um, the left navigation, I think. So I'm going to go to left navigation, Maybe we can find that somewhere around here. This is the confirm friend. So I'm gonna search for con confirm. It's not here. Navigation guest f. Then it's in the home library component. So I'm gonna search that. Yeah, it's here. So I'm gonna go ahead and confirm button, but confirm parent. Yeah, it's right here. So I can create a component for that, a separate component, or we can do that in the same component as well. Both of the possibilities. So first thing first, as we have to load the icon, right? And this is going to be pointing to all the like all FIFOs, like explore section, which is this one. So I'm gonna add this as well. So this is going to be pointing to all the route, which is I think explore or something. Yeah, explore. And after that we have the users. So I'm gonna leave one and then remove the rest. So I'm gonna remove this and this one as well. And now I'm gonna like load those users right here, but we have an icon which I want to load. So with the, which is this one, Pedro something, right? So I'm gonna style margin dash top is gonna be -10 pixel, and then lower the icon here. So two exclamation marks on both sides, and in the middle we are going to call the dollar icons of get icon. Maybe we can do that, get icon and passing the name. I don't know if this exists or not, so let's try that out. I'm gonna refresh the page and let's see if we are able to load that icon. If we are not, then I'm gonna search on the marketplace. Yeah, we are able to load that. um, this is gonna like redirect you to that specific user profile, but we can do one thing, like you can directly send a friend request as well, but in this case it's going to redirect you to that specific user profile. And we can add like a margin as well on the top, margin bottom. So padding top, padding is 3 from all side, but we don't have any margin. So if I add like let's say MB of 2, let's see. I'm gonna refresh and let's see. Yeah, looks good. Maybe 3. How about that? Yeah, it looks good. So now I'm gonna like load those users, and this is gonna be like always you will see some users right here. Maybe they are your friends or some recommendation or not, but you will always see users. I'm gonna, in this case I'm gonna use for each like for each to, not for else. So I'm gonna call this let's say, maybe you can call this suggestion friends, like a suggested friends, like confirm these are your friends or not. So suggested underscore friends. Do we have this variable already? Let's say print, or let's say user, and like every friend is user on this application, right? So I'm gonna cut this and paste it here, and now I'm gonna remove this, format this, and I'm gonna load these this variable from the home component php file. I'm gonna go to home.php, and here somewhere in the render, yeah, if I search print request, so I'm gonna paste query as well. So print suggested prints, and this is gonna be the queries be like we'll search in the, we have a print model there, right? So if I search for that, yeah, so we have print. So like I'm gonna load all the authentic user prints, and um, then check the users that are his friends and not my friends, and the one that have most priority will gonna be listed right here, 4 of them. Like 4, we'll pick 4 from that and we'll be list them right here. So now let's say this is gonna be friends or suggested friends, the same variable name, and then I am going to define that variable right here. So dollar suggested friends and equals to, before that I'm gonna load my friends, and let's say if friends. So I'm gonna use where condition, and this will be like, let's comment this. My friends are like, either they have sent me a friend request, or either I have sent them a friend request and they have accepted it. So let's say user underscore ID is auth ID, and or where or where like this, and the friend ID is my ID. Friend underscore, it's friend ID, right? So we go to there. Let's confirm that. I'm gonna go to that model, friend model. Yeah, friend ID, and the status, we will definitely check the status, so that they are my friend, not in, they're not in pending. So auth of ID, and we are going to use where condition, and the status is, if I confirm that status, I'm gonna go there. The status is not here. Let's see. Yeah, status is accepted. Yeah, pending should not, it should not be pending, it should be accepted. So I'm gonna go to home, and the status is accepted, and I'm gonna flock the IDs because I just need the, not IDs, I think I will need the user IDs. So in order to do that, can I call the relationship like user.ids? um let's see. In order to test that, I'm gonna um try that. So I'm gonna do one thing. My ID is 101, right? Because I'm gonna try that in a Tinker, because this way it's gonna take time for us, and we can try that in Tinker directly. So I'm gonna dd my ID, and let's say this is null for now, so that we do not get any error. Um, Not semicolon, comma. And now the server is running. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh. I should see my ID, which is 101. So I'm gonna try everything in the Tinker, PHP artisan Tinker. And before I think I do that, I need to send friend request to some people, so that we test the application, right? So I'm gonna comment that, come here and refresh, go to explore section, and send request to some so some people, and I'm gonna automatically like accept that by using like cheating. So I'm gonna like apply a loop, and it's gonna automatically like accept the friend request that I have sent. So I'm gonna do something, and then I'm gonna log into like with those users application, like users, and send request to another users, so that we have the combination correctly, and we will apply this logic. So now we have sent a friend request to different users, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and approve that like request, and log in with some users, so that we have the scenario. This is like a little bit complex, so we have to be like patient about this. So what I'm going to do is, we like we did our entry into, like, we inserted some record into friend, right? A friend model. By like, if I click on this, it's going to add a record into the friend model. So I'm gonna approve all of those by changing the status into accepted. So what I'm going to do is, I'm gonna go to Tinker, and I'm gonna like PHP artisan Tinker. Where is it? Let's try that. The query will be like, let's write that here. So I'm gonna write print, and definitely we will need to add the complete path. So app models and print, and I think we can get all of them, or we can get the ones that have the status pending. But in this case, I'm gonna get all of them, because these are the ones that I just send a request. So these are all. So I'm gonna loop through that by using for each, and let's see if I can auto complete there. So data is item, and then go ahead and dollar item of status should be like accepted, and we have the accepted at, right? If I go to that model As you can see, we have accepted it, so I'm going to change that to now, which is the current date in carbon. So I'm gonna, and then I'm gonna save that item, and like iterate to that and do this for all of those items. So I'm gonna copy that to Tinker, and I'm gonna paste that, and let's see if that works. Yeah, it worked. And now if I wait a minute, I think we did that. Let's try that again. I'm gonna copy that, come here and paste it, and as you can see, the status is accepted. So that is what we need. So I'm gonna now serve the application again and go ahead and like load those things to the UI. So now, like if I like we have to use Tinker again. So my ID is 101, right? So I'm gonna type the query, like test this query in the Tinker, and then later on we are going to load this into the system. So I'm gonna copy this, and let's see if this has any items. So print model has an issue. This is print. Definitely, I think it should accept the part automatically. um, we have an error. Parent ID is 101 or accepted it. Column not found, user.id. So the error is right here. Maybe I can get the user underscore ID, but in that case, the problem with that is um, which one of them is me. So let's try that out anyway. And this is going to be the user underscore ID, not user. So I'm going to hit enter. It's going to throw error, and now we got the IDs, which are like to all of them I sent a friend request, so that's why user ID is my ID. So I'm going to change this to another thing we can do is I think print ID. This is going to return all of those users IDs which are like these, but in this case we need like both of them, because I don't know they send me a request or I send them a request. We don't know in that case. In this case we know, but when it comes to actual implementation, we don't know about that. So maybe we can um, how do we do that? I think we can like check both of them, but in that case there is an issue, and that is I don't know which one is me and which one is that. So in order to check that, I think we can do one thing. Like if I send a friend request to someone, the user ID is my ID. But if someone send me a friend request, user ID is that user ID, and the friend ID is my ID. So and what I want is I want the friend ID, right? Like if I have sent someone a friend request, I should get like I want the my friends user IDs. So and then checking like their friends and then comparing that. And I can do another thing as well. If I paste this, instead of like friend ID and user ID, I can get just the ID as well. So now we have the IDs from 1 to 15. So I think we can do one thing. Like if I assume that I want to show the like the friends, we have a problem here. So we will need to make some changes to the query. Like here, this return all of those, right? But if I like change the query to something like this, this is going to be array type of query. This is like this, and this is array, and status is accepted, and this. So now we got the same, because in this case we they are the same, but now we have the friend ID, the print user ID. So now we have to find the friends IDs, and then compare those and return those. So I'm gonna save this thing. I'm gonna go to home module, come here and paste it. So I'm gonna like save this. These are my let's move this to the top, these are my friends IDs, right? User IDs, especially. So I'm gonna paste that. Now I got my like my friend user IDs. Now I need the my friends user IDs. So now this will be like for each we will be using a loop to loop through all of those friends IDs, user IDs, and get their friends IDs. So I'm gonna loop through this thing like if I use for each. um, I think this is like um, becoming more complicated like and more low, like adding more load to the server, but this is how I got an idea to make this work. So my underscore friend, like this, and paste. Let's say this is an item or friend or whatever you want to call it. But now we are looping through each of my friends user IDs, right? So I'm gonna do the same. Like if I paste it here, and let's say my friend underscore friends friends IDs equal to this. So now by using this I can find out the mutual friends of like my mutual friend, like uh, the users that are this user's friends and not my friends are mutual to me. So what I can do is I'm gonna store that, but I think we can do one thing, and that will be like if we create a function in the function for that in the user model itself. So I'm gonna move these to that one, and in that case it will be easy for us because like we don't have to loop, we just call dollar this up and then passing the method name, and I'm gonna call automatically that one. So I'm gonna move these to the user model. Alright, so I created a simple function for that, finding my friends IDs, and we do that by like using the current iteration or current object of this user model and finding the um, like those that are accepted and finding the IDs, and then doing the same uh, for my friends, and then intersecting that and returning the count. So if I go back to the module, and now here I think like for each user we can call that object, right? So I'm going to like randomly return the my friends. In order to do that I can just copy the query or like any of query from here, and let's say I'm gonna go with this one and paste that right here, and I want to get like the user ID of that, right? And also we have to take for, because like we don't want to show many, like many, we just want to show some amount. So let's say I want to show 4 items in that list. So suggested friend is going to be friends, and also this is not going to be everything, we just want to get the I think we can use get on this, but the problem with that is I think this is gonna be fine. We can try that. I'm gonna go to this component, and here we have to make some changes as well. So the icon is the user icon, right? And we already have a relationship with that. So um, I'm gonna do one thing. If I create another function in the user model with the name in the friend model, sorry, like just like the user, it's returned like the user who sent a friend request, and I need another one that that like is the like the reverse of this. As you can see, both of these are the user IDs, so I need one for that as well. So friend ID, and they should return this user. So now I can call that um, somewhere around here, and I'm gonna load that user, the parent user profile image. So in order to do that, let's say set storage, but I think we have a problem here again as well. Like we are not returning the user, we are returning the parent model object. In that case, I think we can do one thing. What if like take random users and then compare those users in with the like find the mutual friends from that random users. So if I go to home, I think this is like a mess, like we are doing nothing, just confusing here and there. In that case, I think I can do one thing, like return those they are not my friends. Friend requests, suggested groups, just like we are not suggesting the groups that are not mine yet. So I'm gonna do the same for this one. In this case, I'm gonna find my user friend IDs, and for that I can I think we have a method for that in the user model, is friend, and I can use this query as well, like but there's a problem with that as one as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and um, it's this one, right? Suggested friends, friend underscore IDs. Take random three, let's say four, or three, let's say three, let's say four, because we talked that we will pick up four users random, and I'm gonna initialize that right here and equal this to the I think we can use the same query except model is different, which is um, parent model. Parent model. Yeah, import that. Pick the user, the parent ID, and store that in the parent IDs, and then load that and load those users. And here we can call the friend method on the user object, and user has mutual friends, right? So I think this should work in this case, like for each user, like this is a user, right? And user has a mutual friend, and user has photos and all those stuff. So I'm gonna load those things and print that parallel slash and user of profile, and here this is gonna be the user like first name and last name. So I'm gonna load that dollar user of first underscore name concatenate dash with space, and dollar user of last underscore name, and the mutual friends is gonna be like I'm gonna call dollar user of mutual friends. If I go to user model, I'm gonna copy the name mutual friends, come here and paste it, and as we know, like this is return, like this will return on the count up there, so we don't have to do anything. And maybe we can show null if like a zero if there is no entry in that, and this is going to show that. And when you click on this, it's going to let you visit that user profile. So for that we have a more like a route. So I'm going to call that, and I think that is user, and passing the that user UUID profile UUID. So we have the user object, we can call the UUID. And if I save this and the server is up and running, I'm gonna not running, we have to stop the server, php artisan server, not tinker. And now we can try that out. So I'm gonna go to home, and let's see if we have any. All of them are zero, because maybe that is because I think three will be fine, because like as you can see it takes more space. So I'm gonna go ahead and make those three. I'm gonna go to where um, to the home component, and instead of 4 just take 3, and that will be fine. So now each time you refresh that, it's going to pick up random users and then display those. So now in order to test that, I can do one thing, and that is like I have sent a friend request to a lot of users, right? And I can log in with those user credentials. So I'm going to use php artisan tinker. I think I have id somewhere, but if I go to top, if I like go there, um, let's say I want to test the this 44 user, so I'm gonna call this one, find this user, not like this. The password, as we know, like the password is the same, so the password is password for all. So I'm gonna log in with this user, and let's serve the application. And I'm gonna you like go to private window. So click on this and private window, go to the application, and I'm gonna log in. So username is this and password is password, and let's log into the application. Okay, verification. So I'm gonna bypass that because I cannot verify that. I just want to test this thing. So I'm gonna store this in a variable. Let's say user and dollar user. This is the email, right? So email verified at um, wait a minute. Email verified as true, but it still shows mobile email verified and mobile verified email verification code. I think this user is verified. If I go to, let's see what kind of restrictions do we have. I'm gonna go to middleware, not here. If I go to is very, oh my god, I'm gonna go press Control V. Is verified uh, somewhere around here. Let's check this one. Ensure user is verified. So I'm gonna go to those middlewares, and those are in the AF HTTP middleware, livewire middleware, and ensure user verification middleware is this one. Um, yeah. So we are checking if the email is set and the email user verified it is null in redirect user to this. And I think this one is for the mobile OTP. So okay, so we have to set the mobile OTP, and I can do that by copying this thing. And let's say the OTP is 4433, and now I'm gonna set that. So user up save, I'm gonna save that, and now I'm gonna serve the application, and I'm gonna enter this OTP over there. And before that, serve, I'm gonna copy the username so that I can log in to the application if somehow I like lost the access. So I'm gonna go to that and enter 3333 and hit enter. I should set that to verified. Now I'm verified. I can find that user, like my user. I'm gonna go to explore and send him a friend. I think I'm already a friend of that, so not here. So see, yeah, already my friend. So now if I send a friend request to like other users, then it should somehow work. Friend request. I'm gonna send a request to a bunch of users, and let's see if that is going to work. So now let's try it out. I'm gonna come to home page, and let's see if it's going to render any of those users. So still zero. Let's send to some others. Because like we have a lot of users, so we have to like, I don't know which one they are, it's going to load. Also we have to set the status to verify, because we are checking if the status is verified, then do that, otherwise don't do anything. And I can, as I did before that, by using a loop when doing that. But in this case I'm gonna go ahead and remove the verified, because um, we gonna like add this back, or we can set this to pending, like just to test where the thing is working or not. And whenever we know, then we are going to, like for the real scenario, we will have that. Still zero mutual friends. um, Still zero. Let's see, I'm gonna copy the username, come here and search. I'm gonna search for this user. Wait a minute, this user does not exist. How about this one? They are like loading different users, so that's why I'm gonna go ahead and newsfeed, send some more requests so that we have more friends, and like there's a more chance that it's gonna appear over there. I'm gonna send requests to different users. Come here and refresh. Still zero. Do we have any restriction on the home component? No, we don't. We just checking the user IDs, checking the parent IDs from here. My friends. I think this user ID was something like 44, right? So if I do that specifically for this user, if I pass 44, it's going to fake the user ID, and let's see if that is going to work. Okay, that is interesting. It's still zero. Like in this case, I was going to fake off this user. Let's see if the user ID was 44 or not. How do we check that? I have the username, right? No, I don't. Um, that's weird. I'm gonna go here. Like whenever the application becoming big, it's gonna like becoming complex to manage. So I'm gonna go to account information and pick up copy the username, which is this one, and I'm gonna add this query um, where tinker tinker fire of the tinker user where username is this. Get the first one, and the user ID is 44, which is correct, but it still does not work, which is interesting. So I'm gonna do one thing. This is going to return the friend ID. Wait a minute, like this user friend IDs, right? So if I dd that, what should be over there? Like I send us a lot of requests to different users, right? And let's see what are they. 24 users. These are the IDs. So now we are passing these IDs to these and returning the users taking 3. If I return all of them, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna remove the DD. This all of this is because just to test the functionality of a mutual friend request. Still zero. Do we have anything in the home? We can do one thing. If I dd, if I save this way, let's review the user model, mutual friends. So this is the authentic user ID. Let's remove this one completely. We can add this later on. Like some of them are already accepted. If I dd this one, this is how we debug the applications. So we just need to be patient about these things. I got something, and it is, what is it? That one is returning a 0, And as you can see, this one is like for each of that, right? This loop is executed for each of that object. So if I, instead of like dd, I'm gonna dump this because it's looping, so maybe some of them are empty completely. So I'm gonna dd that again, like dump that, and let's see what we have. So we got these IDs, right? Uh, we just have those for some of them, right? Like this one, and some of them are completely empty. So now I'm gonna check this one as well, like those, that one is returning some ID, right? But this one is not. So I'm gonna dump this one, and let's see, also semicolon at the end. And refresh here. Like this user also have some friends, right? So maybe some interaction with that. Okay, so this one do not have these friends, but I think those should be displayed to this dude, because like this user do not have those friends and should be displayed here. But let's see if we have those users. As like it's random, so we can't guess, like it should guess return the same result as this one. As you can see, some of them have entry and some of them don't, and that is interesting. Here we have, I think, one mutual friend. As you can see, 3 ID and 3 ID. This one should display that like this is the mutual friend, and along with that the others are. Okay, that is interesting. Now it does shows for some of them. So now I think that was correct, but we have to like use different combinations in order to return those. um, like this user has some friends, right? As you can see, one mutual friend, and this is the user that this user has sent a friend request and that user haven't. So if I refresh here, this user should also have some mutual friends because the other user have, and this user, like this user is a friend of that user. So as you can see, this is the main user and I'm a friend of that, and that user I have already friends that not, they are that are not my friends, so it displays those right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to home, and this is going to be the authentic user ID, right? So out of ID per specific user, it's going to return that user friends, and going to pick up the user. And there is like a problem with this algorithm as well, like I don't know, they have sent me a friend request or I have sent them a friend request. We will have to confirm that, but we are not confirming that right here. Take, I'm gonna take, let's say 3, and then go ahead and refresh that. And if we found someone that, or like our mutual friend, that's going to display that right here. Otherwise no. In this case we have like a small amount of data. That is the reason it does not show like large of users that are mutual friends. Also we can do the same thing for the like the explore section as well, and mark the user like have a mutual friend, and display that. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this thing to the test section as well. So if I come here to the home component, I'm going to copy this span tag from here, and I'm gonna go to explore, blade file, explore, explore. Where is that? I think we call it FIFO, right? Control FIFO, and here whenever, like after the username, we can display those mutual friends. So if I alt press alt C, it's going to show that like this, and I'm going to add in the BR as well, like we should have the button at the bottom. And here I'm going to paste that, and I think everything should be pretty much the same, but yeah, pretty much the same because the user ID is still the same. So now I'm gonna go ahead and refresh, and let's see if we have any mutual friends displayed right here. So most of them are a zero. What about this user? The other user have friends, so maybe this is going to display some mutual friends for this user. I'm gonna go to explore, and let's see if this is going to return any mutual friends for this user. As you can see, this has one mutual friend and one mutual friend right here and one right here. The others are zero because we have limited data, so that's why it does not shows like a lot of mutual friends, just like Facebook or any other social media platform. So hopefully at the end we did that. We successfully implemented the mutual friends feature. Um, Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for watching, and please do all the YouTube algorithm stuff. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one, where we will implement the chatting functionalities. Like now we have friends, we can interact with each other. We are going to implement the chatting functionality as well as the algorithm for the home section. Like I should in my feed I should only see my friends posts and story of my friends as well. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.